And ideally, we're going to be following this into hopefully a historic matchup while we can, as the rest of the bracket is progressing. But here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold. We have our South Korean Protoss player. We have our Blue Protoss. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the Yellow Terran, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is INexorable. And they get a big shout to INexorable, a player that I haven't casted in far too long. He is a Brazilian Terran player, but over the past month, he has not been playing in Code for Giants Cup. Code for Giants Cup, Korean StarCraft host open as well. He hasn't been competing, he hasn't been playing, so I did reach out. I was like, yo, what's going on? where have you been? And INexorable, he did just explain that he has been busy with college exams. He's been busy with exams at the moment, so he just hasn't been able to compete, hasn't been able to play. Thankfully, he has found some time here over the weekend to find some time for the KSL. That's why he hasn't been competing in the Brazilian bi-weeklies and monthly tournaments, at least in the most recent couple of events. So best of luck with your exams, INexorable. And again, coming into this Classic is going to be the favorite player. INexorable is a great player in his own right. He is more of an up-and-comer in the Latin American region and Latin American scene, and we'll see how we can compare. We shall see. As we do have our initial Gate Expand or Gate Cyber Expand here by Classic standard opener. Likewise, we have INexorable going for an economic opener as well, going for a Rax into CC. So economic start here from our Terran. Oh, also before I forget, Gamma Time predictions. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat with your predictions. Nice, the easy fill. Oh, good luck with your tabletop game. Good luck. So we do head out. Now with this opener here, so far we're playing it safe. We do have the safety bunker on the low ground to make sure that the initial Adept does not wreak havoc. Speaking of Adept is moving out across the map. If the bunker was not here, then this CC could be delayed and there could be a bit of havoc being wreaked. But thankfully with that bunker, INexorable, he should be okay. Classic can shade into the mineral line and deny mining time for a time. That is true. You can delay the economy, but it shouldn't deal any critical damage as the bunker is complete. And INexorable's looking solid. So far so good. As we mentioned, Adept does shade into the mineral line and will delay any kind of economy here. Catching one of the Marines as well, at least trying to. Oh! Ooh, gets punished though. One Marine for one Adept. That is a little bit greedy here from Classic. Not too worth it. Classic, he does not get another Marine. Whew. And an INexorable defense. So far so good. Oh. INexorable, he does defend. Likewise, going to be scouting with his neutral Hellion, going for a 1-1-1 follow-up. And meanwhile, back across the map, we have our tech of choice. And Classic, he will go for his Twilight Council. So Twilight Council follow-up here at a Classic. Twilight Council into Blink. Gateways being thrown down. Classic is settling in. Oh, he does settle in, but it's settled into what? We have 3 gates on the way. 3 gates on the way. A 4th gateway is already done, so it's going to be 4 Gate Blink Stalker at a Classic. Hyper aggression here from our Korean Protoss player. This is where I am now concerned for INexorable. Up until this point, he's been looking good. He's been able to get his natural up and running, get into his opener. So far, so good. But now it's about scouting, and the scout is denied. The Hellion does get eyes on 1 gateway and 1 robo, but that's not the biggest of tells. Again, INexorable, he did not go for a Reaper opener, so he never got into the main base. He doesn't know how many gateways there are. He doesn't know what exactly is going on. He needs to defend back at home, and he is getting to his tank production. That is true. Ooh, investing into Matrix, that's gonna be an upgrade that I don't see coming into play, to be honest. It's an interesting one. It's a little bit old school. These Matrix openers used to be a lot more common back when tank pushes were in the meta, and back when robo openers were in the meta as well. I'm referring to Robo Opener into Classic Colossus. This was like a year ago, 2 years ago, but here and now it's not as effective, and here comes the 4-gate blink, and right now we need tanks. We need tanks more than anything, and right now there's only one tank. Second tank is on the way. Classic is moving in. And he can dive right into the main. The main base is exposed. INexorable's not ready. There we go, tank does arrive just in time. Classic, what does he see? What does he want? He wants a tank. Here blinks in. The tank is going to be targeted down. Boys are being pulled, but the tank does fall. Massive pickoff. Bunker's next. Nice control. Yeah, Bunker gets picked up. Very nice control here from Classic. Does blink away. Does lift those stalkers. Oh, the stalkers are very low HP. But still barely able to get extra damage. Blinks on forward. Tanks some shots. He wants that tank, and he will get it. Oh, the auto turrets though. Very nice punish. Yeah, very nice punish from the Raven. Auto turrets get thrown down. Stalkers do fall. That's going to be how many? That's 10 stalkers falling for 2 tanks and a bunker. And INexorable, he's barely holding on. Whew. Again, clutch auto turrets. As you mentioned, like, the Matrix doesn't really come into play. It's like, Classic, he's not done. He's an animal. He just keeps on going, goes from the warp in. Behind this, third base has been thrown down. Blinks into the main. Oh, and this came to the production. Can he deny stim? Oh, it's 50-50. He's going for the Northern Tech Lab. We do get the repair. Repair goes off. Marauder's going to be going down. Oh, there is no stim. There's another auto turret. Yeah, the auto turret does hold the line, and INexorable holds. Whew. Does hold on. Again, it was not an easy hold, and GG, I say he holds on. INexorable, he has been broken, does tap out, and Classic will take the game. Whew. GG. INexorable, he did lose all of his tanks, and Classic, he just wasn't stopping. He was warping in wave after wave of stalkers, and despite the initial hold, or despite surviving the aggression there, alas, the spirit was broken, and Classic takes the lead. Whew. Does take lead, but a very intense defense there. Very intense defense there by INexorable. And with that, we're getting into game number 2. Here we go. Oh my, Raven and Interference Matrix. Yeah, it's just a very old school style. Very old school. If you're not up against a Robo Opener, then it's, I would say, wasted resources, just because there's no purpose for it. There's no purpose for the upgrade, I mean. What I mean by Robo Opener, Robo Openers, they used to be very meta back in the day, and you would open up Colossus, and as you can imagine, the Matrix will disable Colossi, and then that allows you to go for a 2-base all-in. So you can go into a 2-base all-in, a 2-base timing, move out, Matrix a Colossus, and then end the game. That used to be very trendy, like maybe 2 years ago. That was actually before Matrix was an upgrade. Back then, Matrix came with the Raven, so you didn't even have to upgrade it, but then it got nerfed. That's why the upgrade was introduced, to delay those kind of builds, to make it a bigger investment. But on top of that, the meta also shifted away from Robo Openers anyway, and we don't see those kind of initial Colossus anymore. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, leading the series 1-0. It is Classic. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the yellow Terran player, with the yellow Terran himself, the Brazilian Terran from for the Platinum Heroes. It is INexorable. I almost said the Brazilian player from Brazil. I mean, I just wake up, Papi. I just wake up. Aye. But here we go. Here we go. But now, once again, Economic Opener going for a Rax Expand, a single gas. Ooh, single gas, but the SCV does go down. Aye. A rough pickoff. So already a very nice start for Classic. That should not have happened. And already I'm a little bit more concerned here for INexorable, as he's going to be opening on Marine first. He will eventually expand on the low ground. And Classic back at home, just going for a gate Cybercore into Nexus. Standard opener. Standard opener out of Classic. INexorable, he does get a CC. And we'll see how we settle in. Oh, hello, garlic beats in the chat. Hello, hello. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you happen to be. So from here we are just settling in. We have our initial bunker. Unlike the previous game, we don't have as heavy adept aggression yet. The first adept is still moving out across the map though, and yeah, we're gonna have to have a repeat of that previous defense. INexorable, he held very nicely in game 1, but what about in game 2, as we have the first and the second adept on the way. And speaking of, the adept does shade in. Takes a lot of hits though, and once again the first adept goes down, this time for not a single unit. Okay. let's go. INexorable popping off. Shuts down the first adept. The second one is moving in. But now we have the Hellions on the way, and this time INexorable should be looking solid. He shouldn't really take any losses here. Marines in position. And Classic does pull away. Now, as we settle into this, sorry, my apologies. Same builds. When I say same builds, it is going to be once again the initial Raven opener into Interference Matrix. Meanwhile, Classic 4-gate blink. We have 2 gateways done. We have 2 more on the way. It's going to be 4-gate blink Stalkers at Classic. This is a repeat from both sides of game number 1, and we'll see if INexorable will have a cleaner defense. Even though INexorable, he was like barely like treading water last game, the damage was still being done. He still lost all of his tanks. He still lost his bunker. He still bled out a lot of marauders. Still sustained a lot of losses here. We'll see if he can pull off something a little bit stronger, as Classic is once again moving out. Same build, same aggressive style. So Classic is pushing. Likewise, back at home, the first tank is just now popping out. And from here, Classic, he can try to dive into the main. The tank does siege in between the bases. This time a second bunker from INexorable. A blind second bunker. Okay. Being hyper safe. This will help. Stalkers, they dive in, they focus on the first bunker. Bunker goes down, no repair. Tank out of range. Yeah, tank a little bit too far back, has to reposition. Worst case scenario for INexorable. He blinks in, takes down the tank. Not a single tank shot goes off. And this time, Classic a little more successful here. So much damage being done. This time, we do see the Prism going for the warp-ins. Zealots, they do warp into the mineral line. SCV is going to be going down. Stalkers, they focus on the Raven. GG gets called. INexorable is broken. And Classic will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. This time INexorable did position his tank in between the bases to be a little bit safer, but that meant that there was a bigger opening in the natural. Classic, he just dove into the natural base, he focused on the bunker, repairs not in time, tank was out of position, out of range. GG. GG, well played. That tank never got a single shot off, and without any tank defense, without any tank support, that's game. That's game. Then and there, Classic does overwhelm, and with that, Classic does advance on into the next round.